ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगना रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगना ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिन् इति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। नमो ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिसिद्धान्त सरस्वतीनिति नामिने। श्रीवार्षभानवी देवी दायिताय कृपाब्धये कृष्णसम्बन्धविज्ञानदायिने प्रभवे नमः। माधुर्योज्ज्वलप्रेमाढ्य श्रीरूपानुगभक्तिदा श्रीगौरकरुणाशक्तिविग्रहाय नमोऽस्तुते। नमस्ते गौरवाणी श्रीमूर्तये दीनतारिणे रूपानुगविरुद्ध अपसिद्धान्तध्वन्तहारिणे। नमो गौरकिशोराय साक्षाद्वैराग्यमूर्तये विप्रलम्बरसाम्बोधे पदाम्बुजायते नमः। नमो भक्तिविनोदाय सच्चिदानन्दनामिने गौरशक्तिस्वरूपाय रूपानुगवरायते। गौरवीर्भावभूमेस्त्वं निर्देष्टा सज्जनप्रिया वैष्णवसार्वभौम श्रीजगन्नाथाय ते नमः। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः। पंचतत्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकं। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकाकान्त राधाकान्त नमोस्तुते। जयतां सुरतौ पंगोर्मम मंदमतिर्गति मत्सर्वस्वपदाम्भोजो राधामदनमोहनौ दिव्यद्वृन्दारण्यकल्पद्रुमाध श्रीमद्रत्नागारसिंहासनस्थौ श्री श्रीराधा श्रीलगोविन्ददेवौ प्रेष्ठालिभिस्यव्यमानौ स्मरामि। श्रीमान् रासरसारम्भे वंशिवटतटस्थिता कर्षणवेणुस्वणैर्गोपीर्गोपीनाथाय श्रियस्तु नः। तप्तकाञ्चन गौरांगी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. आनन्दलीलामय विग्रहाय हेमाभदिव्यछविसुन्दराय तस्मै महाप्रेमरसप्रदाय चैतन्यचन्द्राय नमो नमस्ते, चैतन्यचन्द्राय नमो नमस्ते, चैतन्यचन्द्राय नमो नमस्ते. Hare Krishna. So it is our great fortune that we have assembled over here for discussing on the glories of Srila Prabhupada on the auspicious occasion of Pashankusha Ekadashi. So before we commence our today's discussion, I seek the blessings of all the Vaishnavas, especially Maharajji and other senior devotees. Hare Krishna. As our temple authorities have discussed and finalized that we will be reading from the book called I Will Build Your Temple, the Zuhu Story by His Holiness Giriraj Swami Maharaj. So we are reading this chapter, Arriving on the Scene, a Good Fight. So it is a great significance to discuss about the glories of a great Mahajan on the occasion of Ekadashi. As Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur sings, Shuddha Bhakata Charana Renu Bhajana Anukula. The dust of the lotus feet of a pure devotee is very favorable for devotional service. And then he goes ahead describing Madhava Tithi Bhakti Janani Prema Latikara Mool. Madhava Tithi is Bhakti Janani. On this day, Bhakti takes birth or blossoms in our heart, as Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur sings in his wonderful bhajan. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur has written several songs on several stanzas of Shikshamrita, Chaitanya Shikshashtakam. And he has also composed several songs on the 6 symptoms of Sharanagati, Anukulasya Sankalpa Pratikulasya Varchanam. So in that, for Anukul, he writes this song. Which all things are there for Bhakti Anukul? Which are the things which are favorable for our progress in Krishna consciousness? And one after another, consecutively, he mentions about the favorable things, and first and foremost is Shuddha Bhakta Charana Renu Bhajana Anukula. The dust of the lotus feet of a pure devotee is very favorable. So what does that mean? We also have so many opportunities of catching the lotus feet of pure devotees, and we smear this dust on our heads. Still, the same stubborn nature is not changing. So, taking the dust of the pure devotees' lotus feet means following their instructions wholeheartedly. Otherwise, we can just pose ourselves with a photograph of a pure devotee or the spiritual master or a great Vaishnava and make ourselves famous on the Facebook and Instagram and WhatsApp profiles. So what happens is our ego is boosted beyond that. Rather than bhakti, we degrade more. So we should be very careful about the essence of the essential principles of devotional service. So the meaning of Bhaktivinoda Thakur's this line is we should be very wholeheartedly following enthusiastically the instructions of the spiritual master and the pure devotee like Srila Prabhupada. And what to speak of a golden opportunity on the day of Madhav Tithi, that is Ekadashi. So first, We will discuss about the glories of Ekadashi for a few minutes and then we'll come back to the glories that are described by His Holiness Giriraj Swami Maharaj. As we know so many glories of Ekadashi, observing the Vrata of Ekadashi, there are also some pastimes which are mentioned in various scriptures about the glories of Ekadashi. One such pastime I would like to quote here. By following Ekadashi Vrata, what benefits and what advantages we get in Krishna consciousness? As we know, in Krishna Lila, when Krishna was performing his Ras Lila pastime, he was having various sections, segments of gopis. Some gopis had appeared from Nitya Siddha Golok Vrindavan planet, Lalita, Vishakha, Ashtasakhis. They had directly appeared from the Golok Vrindavan. That is one segment. Another was direct Vedic mantras, the Richas. Shrutis had taken birth as gopis to take part in the Ras Leela. That was another section. There were Sadhan Siddha gopis, those who were chanting 16 rounds, whatever their guru had told them, and those who followed this Vaidhi Bhakti, Sadhana Bhakti, and they became pure devotees and gopis. They were also there in the Ras Leela pastimes. And there were the Rishis and Munis of Dandakaranya who were in Treta Yuga. They got attracted towards Lord Ramachandra, and Lord Ramachandra told them, I am Ekapratni Vratadhari. So you can appear as gopis in Krishna Lila and take part in my Leelas. So there was this another segment, Munichari gopis. So Nitya Siddha, Sadhan Siddha, Shruti Chari, Muni Chari. There was another segment of gopis. They are called as Sita Charini gopis. Sita Devi. What happened is, in Treta Yuga, Lord Ramachandra, he was performing the pastime of Maryada Purushottam, and he was setting the example how a great Rajarshi should behave and rule the kingdom. And there was a rumor that the washerman, he spoke ill about Mother Sita, and Lord Ramachandra heard this rumor. Just to set an example of an ideal king, Sri Ramachandra banished Mother Sita to the forest. This is just an external example. External reason. The original reason was that Sri Ramachandra and Sita Devi wanted to experience the viraha, separation love, vipralambarasa. That's why. But what happened is, after that Sri Ramachandra, he was a king and Rajarshi. And the Yuga Dharma of Treta Yuga was performing sacrifices. And the Yajman, the host, has to have wife beside him, Vamangi. On his left side, there must be his wife, better half, Samradni. Without that, the yajna, the sacrifice cannot be performed. So how to follow this Yuga Dharma of Treta Yuga? Sri Ramachandra consulted with Vasishtha, and Guru Vasishtha advised him to manufacture a deity of Sita Devi, golden deity of Sita Devi. And under the guidance of Vasishtha Muni, Sri Ramachandra would manufacture golden Sita, a deity. He would do her prana pratishtha and keep her beside him. And on behalf of her, he would himself offer oblations into the fire. Like that, Sri Ramachandra performed so many sacrifices, thousands and thousands. It was the Yuga Dharma of Treta Yuga. So just to establish that Yuga Dharma syllabus of spiritual life, he performed so many sacrifices. And each and every time he would manufacture new Sita, golden Sita. And he would keep them in some section of the house in a proper locket. One fine day, all these Sitas, they became alive and they started speaking. They formed an union, Sita Devi. I feel it is the first ladies' union. So they formed an union and they started speaking. They approached Lord Ramchandra and they started speaking to Lord Sri Ramachandra. Hey Sri Ram, you must accept us. We are your Dharma Patni. Actually, English doesn't have a better word only to translate Dharma Patni. If you translate as it is, religious wife, then it gives another connotation of negative meaning also. What is religious then? You cannot even translate it as good wife also. What is bad wife then? Who is bad wife? English is not a sufficient proper language to translate. So Dharma Patni is perfect. So we are your Dharma Patni. You must accept us. Lord Ramchandra says, I am Eka Patni Vratadhari. I cannot accept you. And besides that, I have already banished you. And now you are appearing as a whole group in thousands. I cannot accept you. So you better come in Krishna Lila. And there I can accept you as my wives. So this segment of Sita Devis, they appeared as gopis. And they were taking part in Ras Leela. So that's why they are called as Sita Charini Gopis. So after the Ras Leela, as we know the pastime in the 10th canto, Krishna was dancing with the gopis and Anayaradhito Nuna Bhagavan Harir Ishvaraha Yanno Vihaya Govinda Prito Yamana Yatraha. Srila Shukdev Goswami indirectly glorifies Sita Devi, glorifies Radharani, Anayaradhito Nunam, and he says that there was one particular gopi who kidnapped Krishna by her devotional service, Prito, by her love, Yatraha, Anyatra, elsewhere. And then we know the further pastime, Krishna again disappears from her also sight. And then Gopi starts chanting that Gopi Gita, the Harinam Sankirtan, Jayati Te Adhikam. Krishna becomes enamored by this Harinam Sankirtan and he appears again. And then the Raslila pastime happens. All the gopis, they take part in that Raslila. Many gopis could not take part also. They left their bodies at home only out of intense eagerness. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says most of them were sadhan siddha gopis who left the bodies without attending Raslila. So at the end of the Raslila pastime, these Sita Charini gopis, they approach Radharani in private and they ask, what did you do to kidnap Krishna? What was your special qualification to kidnap Krishna? It was not so easy. It's not so easy to kidnap Lord Hari, Krishna. So therein, Radharani becomes very happy to answer this question. She says, I feel this is the first verse that I came across which mentions Shri Radha Uvacha. All the 18,000 verses of Srimad Bhagavatam never explain or never mention about Radharani. What to speak of Radharani speaking? Shri Radha Uvacha. It's nowhere found in the Bhagavatam, neither in Bhagavad Gita and any other which are found nowadays devotional scriptures. Shri Radha Uvacha. Shri Krishnasya prasadartham kurut ekadashi vratam tena vasya harihi sakshat bhavishantina samshaya. If you want to capture Krishna, then Shri Radha Uvacha, Shri Krishnasya prasadartham kurut ekadashi vratam. Then you must perform ekadashi vrata with whole heart. Tena vasya harihi sakshat. Then Lord Hari Why the word Hari appears there? Because he steals everyone's heart, but he becomes stolen. He comes under their subjugation. He gets captivated by the devotee who performs Ekadashi Vrata. Tena vasyo Harihi Sakshat Bhavishyanti na Samshaya. In near future, already Radharani is speaking, that means it is without a doubt. It's 100% sure. And on that also she is giving an assurance. Bhavishyanti na Samshaya, without a doubt. So, you can just imagine, if we perform Ekadashi Vrata with proper intention and intensity, then Lord Shri Hari, Radha Ras Bihari, Shri Harinam Prabhu, they get captivated and subjugated within our heart, as it is being predicted and told by Radharani. So this is our great fortune that we are following Ekadashi Vrata. And anybody who is not following it, I request them, please try to follow it earnestly and honestly and intensely. जय श्री श्री राधा रास बिहारी की जय, श्री श्री सीता राम लक्ष्मण हनुमान की जय, श्री श्री गौर निताय की जय, शिल प्रभुपाद की जय. There is one more verse. In some other Purana it appears. If you hear this verse, you get the credit of all the Ekadashis. So don't break any Ekadashi provided. So Radharani only says, Utpattischa tatha moksha safalacha tatha param putrada shattila chaiva jayacha vijaya tatha amalkecha tatha namnat pashyad vai papamochani कामदाश तथा पश्चाद वै वरुथिनी मोहिनी च परा प्रोक्ता निर्जला कथिता तथा योगिनी देवशयनिश्च तथा कामिनीश्च तथा परा पवित्रा च तथा परा पद्मा इंदिरा च तथा परा पाशांकुशा विच इज टुडे पाशांकुशा रमाश्चैव तथा पश्चात् प्रबोधिनी सर्वसंपत्प्रदश्चैव द्वे प्रोक्ते मलमासजे एवं षड्विंशते एकादशे पठेत् नाम्नात् फलेत् उच्चैः. Anybody who hears these Ekadashi names of 26 in a consecutive row, they get the benefit of all the Ekadashis altogether. So this is also in the Puranas, and it is spoken by Radharani. So all of you have heard it now, you get the benefit, but don't break any Ekadashi that I heard it, now I get the credit. So the spirit should be followed properly. So it is our great fortune on this Ekadashi day, such Ekadashis here in the office of Srila Prabhupada, wherein the presiding deities are Srila Prabhupada's Prandhan, we hear his glories, Srila Prabhupada's glories. And on that also, on top of that, icing on the cake, we are reading the glorification done by Srila Giriraj Swami Maharaj. So he says in this chapter, arriving on the scene, a good fight. But now, my mood was a little different. So Maharaj is telling, just to tell you the background, Tamal Krishna Maharaj gives him the essence. He says the essence of the spiritual life is to follow the instructions of spiritual master, to please him. That's what we discussed, I believe, in the last Ekadashi. That's what the last para says. And Srila Giriraj Swami Maharaj says that I captured this essence from Tamal Krishna Goswami Maharaj, that to please the spiritual master is the essence of spiritual life. And now he says, I was chanting, but now I was also thinking, I need to chant to do my duties for Srila Prabhupada. If I chant, my consciousness will be purified. Krishna will guide me what to do, and I'll be better prepared to deal with people. I'll be able to preach more effectively if I chant and purify my consciousness. So, Srila Prabhupada, in his innumerable lectures, in his glorious purports in his conversations and many places. He has emphasized on the chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. If you go out in public, people better know us as Hare Krishnas. That's what Srila Prabhupada said. That it's the success of our mission that people know us by the Harinam. Hey, Hare Krishnas. These Hare Krishnas. So, this is the success of Srila Prabhupada's preaching, that people know us by Harinam. And Srila Prabhupada, in several places, he mentions about the glories of chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra and the essential principle of chanting 16 rounds. He mentions in several purports, in several letters, in several places also. So I just want to highlight two purports of Srila Prabhupada in the Chaitanya Charitamrita in the section of Namacharya Haridas Thakur, wherein he speaks about chanting attentively. So the section is Haridas Thakur is passing away. And in that section, as we know the pastime, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu sends Mahaprasad regularly to Haridas Thakur. One fine day, Govinda, he brings prasadam and offers it to Namacharya. He says, no, I cannot take it. But still, you have brought Mahaprasadam, I cannot neglect it. And he honors little bit. Govinda goes and reports Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu comes next day personally and he asks, Haridas, what is the news? And then Haridas Thakur, what does he say? Just hear. Aradina Mahaprabhu tar thai aila susta hau Haridasa bolita puchila. The next day Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to Haridasa's place and inquired from him, Haridas, are you well? Namaskara karite ho kaila nivedan sharir susta haya mora asustha buddhiman. Haridas offered his obeisances to the Lord and replied, my body is all right. He is at an advanced stage. He is most probably beyond 80 or something like that. But my mind and intelligence are not well. प्रभु कहे कौन व्याधि कहो तो निर्णाय तेहो कहे संख्या कीर्तन ना पूराय. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu further inquired from Haridas, what is the disease? Can you please tell me? And Haridas Thakur says, I cannot complete my rounds, prescribed number of rounds. So the reason I am reading this verse is just listen the purport that Prabhupada writes here. This is very important purport for our spiritual life. If one cannot complete the fixed number of rounds he is assigned, he should be considered to be in diseased condition of spiritual life. Srila Haridas Thakur is called Namacharya. Of course, we cannot imitate Haridas Thakur, but everyone must chant a prescribed number of rounds. In our Krishna consciousness movement, we have fixed 16 rounds as the minimum so that the Westerners will not feel burdened. So Prabhupada, from the core of his heart, is earnestly instructing us that we must complete our rounds, fixed number of rounds, prescribed rounds. And he says in our Krishna consciousness movement, we have prescribed minimum 16 rounds. Prabhupada mentions minimum many times. Most of the times he mentions minimum. And in this way he encourages us to chant more rounds, extra rounds. And then he says, why did we reduce this to 16? Actually, Srila Saraswati Thakur, he had a rule of chanting 64 rounds. When Prabhupada gave initiation beads to Mukunda Maharaj, and he said, how many rounds? Prabhupada said, Prabhupada did not know only. He said, chant 16 rounds. Mukund Maharaj, his jaws opened like this. 64 rounds. Then he said, okay, reduce, 32. He said, it's not also possible. Okay, chant 16 rounds and no less than that. And Prabhupada writes here, so that the Westerners will not feel burdened. So we may interpret or misinterpret. Some people have this habit of quoting things out of context and misinterpret that. And just to tailor suit their own needs, interests and concerns. People do like that. But this instruction is not only for Westerners like Europeans and Americans. This instruction is for all those westernized Indians as well. We are more Westerners than the Westerners nowadays. So this instruction applies to us also, 100%. These 16 rounds must be chanted. Must be chanted. There is no option, maybe or should be. Must be chanted. And chanted loudly. So that, see the distinct, clear instructions of Srila Prabhupada. So that one can hear himself and others. Elsewhere, Prabhupada writes, one should not create a hissing sound. Krishna, Krishna, Ram, 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 Krishna, Krishna, Ram, Ram. Prabhupada says like that. One fine time I saw one elderly lady, she was chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. I asked her, how many rounds you are chanting? She said, I am chanting 40, 50 rounds. How much time it takes? About 1 hour. I asked, how you are chanting? Then she said, she showed me her mala and said, Krishna, Krishna, Ram, 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 Krishna, Krishna, Ram, 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 Krishna, Krishna, Ram, 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 Ram. Like that. So this is not our mission. As Srila Prabhupada guides here and makes it mandatory, these 16 rounds must be chanted. And chanted loudly so that one can hear himself and others. 16 rounds of Hare Krishna Mahamantra, and one round has 108 beads, and on each bead, one Hare Krishna Mahamantra which has 32 syllables and 16 words. All those 32 syllables should be pronounced properly and heard attentively. Then only our 16 rounds are completed. Otherwise, these are not 16 rounds. We are cheating ourselves and we are cheating our Guru Maharaj and Founder Acharya. Basically, we are cheating ourselves. Basically, in conclusion, who is our enemy, you know? Maya? Who is our enemy? We ourselves are our enemy. We are committing suicide by not chanting attentively. And the proof is 10.1.4. Nivritta tarshair upagiya manad bhava ushadha shrotra manobhiramat kauttama shloka gunanuvadat puman virajet vina pashugnat. Prabhupada says elsewhere that before we start our chanting, we should recite this verse. Nivritta tarshair upagiya manad. So only who is a butcher and who commits a suicide, he will not chant attentively and he will not hear kathas attentively. So we are committing suicide by not chanting attentively, in a sense. That's why we are not feeling happiness in Krishna consciousness despite practicing so many years. Prabhu kahe vruddha haila sankhya alpakar siddha deha tumi sadhane agraha ke nakar. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, you are Siddha Deha, now you are liberated, you are pure devotee, you need not chant so many number of rounds. How many rounds Haridas Thakur was chanting? 192 rounds every day, and thereafter he would drink or eat something. And by our time calculation, it goes up to 22 hours, around approximately 20 to 22 hours. And if we try to imitate him, it's not possible, it's impossible. We'll fall down. One day, one disciple of Srila Prabhupada said, Prabhupada, I want to chant extra number of rounds. And Prabhupada said, no, you cannot do that. Although Prabhupada encouraged, as we see in some letters, Srila Prabhupada says that, although Prabhupada encouraged certain devotees, as Bhaktichand Prabhu, he encouraged to chant 64 rounds. There is a letter to Bhaktichand Prabhu. In that he says, but this devotee, he was insisting, Prabhupada, I want to chant 192 rounds every day. I want to go to Mayapur. Prabhupada said, all right, if you don't want to follow my instruction, what can I do? He comes to Mayapur, he starts chanting. Every day, 192 rounds. About 6 months or so he chants. And thereafter he suddenly disappears. And one fine day, one devotee was pulled into a gas station. And there was this Babaji Maharaj was helping the car drivers to refill their tanks with gas. And this devotee, he asked, "Oh Babaji Maharaj, you were chanting 192 rounds in Mayapur. What happened to that? Are you chanting still?" "No, I chanted sufficiently for my this lifetime. I don't need to chant now." So that happens like this. We cannot imitate Haridas Thakur, but we should follow Srila Prabhupada's instructions and see the purport Srila Prabhupada, the golden purport. He says, unless one has come to the platform of spontaneous love of God, he cannot follow the regulative principles. Thakur Haridas was the living example of how to follow the regulative principles. Similarly, Raghunath Das Goswami was also such a living example. In the Shad Goswami Ashtakam, it is stated, Sankhya Purvak Nama Gananatibhi Kalavasani Krito. The Goswami, specifically Raghunath Das Goswami, strictly followed all the regulative principles. The first regulative principle is that one must chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra loudly enough so that he can hear himself, and one must vow to chant a fixed number of rounds. Not only was Raghunath Das Goswami chanting a fixed number of rounds, but he had also taken a vow to bow down many times and offer obeisances to the Lord. Raghunath Das Goswami would daily offer 2000 obeisances to Vaishnavas and 1000 obeisances to the deities. Every day without a fail, even at his advanced age. He had a long life. He lived a long life. And therein, Srila Prabhupada goes on explaining about the glories of the holy name. But in essence, in summary, we should understand that Prabhupada wanted us, Prabhupada elsewhere writes that amongst all instructions of the spiritual master, chanting 16 rounds is the most important, foremost instruction that we must follow without fail. So, there are even some letters of Srila Prabhupada you can read. Srila Prabhupada mentions to Bhaktijan Prabhu, he had some difficulty and he approached Srila Prabhupada expressing his difficulty, and Srila Prabhupada said, you should not chant 16 rounds, Prabhupada first says. And he was shocked. You might be also shocked to hear this. Prabhupada says you should chant 64 rounds. Elsewhere Prabhupada writes to his disciples and he says, please increase your number of rounds more than 16. 16 I have given only minimum rounds. And he informs Brahmananda Maharaj that time that I have instructed Bhaktijan to chant 64 rounds. There have been so many letters. He writes to Janannivas Prabhu that your name will be Janannivas. That was I believe it was his initiation program through later. Your name will be Janannivas. Chant 16 rounds without fail, without any offenses. If you chant without any offenses and follow the 4 regulative principles, definitely you will progress in Krishna consciousness. And there have been so many letters. One time, Srila Satswarup Das Goswami Maharaj asked Srila Prabhupada, how can I progress in Krishna consciousness rapidly? Prabhupada said, consider that this is your last day. Today is the last day. Anyways, some day is going to be last day. We are not going to last forever. Some day is going to be, one day is going to be last day. There will be one date. As we have birth date, we will also have a death day also. So Prabhupada says, consider that today is your last day. Then we will not offend any devotee. Isn't it? We will not consider any negativities of any devotee. We will just consider what is good. Oh, he is a nice devotee. We will beg forgiveness from everyone. What to speak of devotees, from other people also. We will not be much bothered about the differences and grudges about devotees. We will be just intensely taking shelter of the Harinam. So, Srila Prabhupada goes on explaining about Harinam, but I just want to take one more paragraph of this book. After the Calcutta Pandal, devotees from throughout India gathered in New Delhi for the first Pandal program there. A big 10-day festival in November at the prominent and prestigious LIC grounds near Connaught Place, downtown. So Maharaj is explaining Prabhupada was in Delhi and therein this Pandal program was arranged. As in Bombay and Calcutta, tens and thousands of people came daily, and as a new special feature, every evening a distinguished person was invited as a chief guest. So every day in Bombay, the devotees were inviting VIP people, in Calcutta also. So likewise, they invited in Delhi also. Who all attended this? The VIPs, among the VIPs were Hanraj Gupta, the mayor, the Harivanshan Rai Bachchan, a respected Hindi poet, Sham Charan Gupta, the chairman of Delhi Metropolitan Council, the C.B. Agrawal, and so many VVIPs were invited for Srila Prabhupada's Pandal program. Many political leaders came forward to help and support us, and they were visible at the Pandal and often made announcements from the stage. Many political leaders and some devotee whispered in the ears of Prabhupada. They are having selfish motives. Prabhupada was not fazed. Prabhupada said, if they take advantage of us, we don't lose. He said, then we don't mind, we are not envious. Even if they want to take advantage of ours, because Prabhupada was a successful, distinguished spiritual leader. So many political leaders were coming on the stage and making announcement that will help Swamiji, and they were advocating and propagating Sanatan Dharma. The deities at the Pandal were at the white marble, Shri Shri Radha Gokulananda, who were later sent to Bhaktivedanta Manor outside London. So as we know, Srila Prabhupada, he established so many deities. So in summary, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave 4 instructions to Rupa and Sanatan Goswamis. So which are those 4 instructions? Excavate the lost holy places of Krishna Leela in Vrindavan Dham, like Kaliya Daman, Keshi Ghat, Rasasthali. That is first instruction. Second, write books which essentially establish devotional service to Krishna, Bhakti Shastras. And third, construct temples and establish the standard deity worships. And fourth, and teach people in general how to behave as a Vaishnava. And he gave the synopsis of that behavioral science that is called as Hari Bhakti Vilas. He gave the synopsis. It is mentioned there in the Madhya Leela, 24th chapter towards the end. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu personally gives the synopsis and Sanatana Goswami compiles, and then Gopal Bhatta Goswami, he adds something and Jiva Goswami edits. And thus we have this science of Vaishnava behavior, Achara Sanhita, called as Hari Bhakti Vilas. So these 4 instructions Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave to Rupa and Sanatana Goswamis. And with the help of other Goswamis like Raghunath Bhatta Goswami, whose disappearance is tomorrow, and Raghunath Das Goswami, whose disappearance is tomorrow, and Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, whose disappearance is tomorrow. All these 3 Goswamis, they disappeared in different years. First, Raghunath Bhatta Goswami disappeared. Then Raghunath Das, and then Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. In different years, on same tithi, Pashankusha Dvadashi, on same tithi. With the help of these Goswamis, like Raghunath Goswami and Jiva Goswami, Rupa and Sanatana Goswamis, they established these 4, they fulfilled these 4 instructions of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That's why we sing in glorification of Rupa Goswami, Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Ena Bhutale, Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam. Because Srila Rupa Goswami established the inner desire of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu on this earthly planet. And if you scrutinizingly analyze Srila Prabhupada's contribution to this world, Prabhupada also fulfilled these 4 instructions given by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to 6 Goswamis. So how? Srila Prabhupada wrote his Bhaktivedanta purports. These are like Sanjivani that Lakshmana brought for, Hanumanji brought for Lakshmana. So these Bhaktivedanta purports are like Sanjivani who are bitten by the snake of Maya, Kali Yuga, which is symbolically called as Ravana as well. And these Bhaktivedanta purports are so important and crucial for us We cannot read all the commentaries of our acharyas and we cannot understand also. We cannot read first of all. Even if we read, we cannot understand. We will misunderstand them. But Prabhupada not only read them, he digested, he realized and he presented to us. Bhaktivedanta purports. There cannot be any substitute for Bhaktivedanta purports, as a newborn child, a baby, has no substitute to mother's milk, breast milk. There cannot be any substitute for his better health. So similarly, there cannot be any substitute to Bhaktivedanta purports for our progress in Krishna consciousness. The first instruction. Second, Prabhupada established these deities just as Rupa Goswami established Govind Dev, Sanatana Goswami established Madan Mohan temple, and Raghunath Jiva Goswami established Radha Damodar, and Madhu Pandit established Radha Gopinath, and Raghunath Das Goswami was Prajan Acharya. The deity is Radha Gopinath as well. So, these Goswamis established deity worship, Srila Prabhupada established deity worship. As in this paragraph, Srila Prabhupada, he got this deity Radha Gokulananda and he sent it to Bhaktivedanta manner. And we know the pastime of Radha Landanishwar, how Prabhupada stole them away. Prabhupada, he informed Shyam Sundar Prabhu and Tamal Krishna Maharaj, the temple is here, but where are the deities? In London there were no deities, the temple was there. And Prabhupada was just behind them, instructing and just taking their follow-up. Where are the deities? Where are the deities? Go and bring the deities. And Prabhupada had not ordered them in India. And devotees were searching. And they had given the number of Janaki Mataji. If anyone has deities of Radha Krishna, please contact us on this number. And one Hindu gentleman, he called Janaki Mataji and said, we have Radha Krishnas, please come. And these devotees went. Mukunda Maharaj, Tamal Krishna Maharaj, Shyam Sundar Prabhu, he went and they saw Radha Landanishwar. Very beautiful deities. And the person, he was having a business mind. He wanted to sell them. He did not want to donate. And he said, okay, you want to see the deities? They saw the deities. So what do you think? Oh, very beautiful deities. You want them? Yes. I am also thinking to give you. I am also planning to give you and thinking to give you. And they said, can we bring our spiritual master? Yes, you can go and bring him. And they went and informed Prabhupada. Prabhupada was taking rest at that time. But still they informed, because Prabhupada was very eager to have deities for Radha Landanishwar in London city. Prabhupada immediately drove to that place. And Prabhupada came. See Prabhupada's high intelligence. Huh? You may call that as something else. But Prabhupada was so sharp and shrewd in his behavior, specifically with Indians. Although Prabhupada is so eager that he did not sleep, he woke up and he came. He is behind these devotees, he is pushing them, go and find out the deities, I want them, I want them, I want them. When he arrived at the scene at that house, Prabhupada was not so eager. Prabhupada started talking to that person. So how are you? How is your wife? How are your kids? Where are you from? In India? And that person started speaking. Prabhupada just started talking other topics other than the deities. And this person, his enthusiasm is building up. He is on the crescendo of enthusiasm to show him deity of Radha Landanishwar. Prabhupada is least interested in seeing Radha Landanishwar, as if he is showing like that. And Swamiji, you want to see? That's all right. I am just asking you something else, like that. And in this way, Prabhupada did not show him that I am so enthusiastic. And that person was very eager to show. Prabhupada, come here, I want to show you the deities. Prabhupada went few steps and again came back. He did not see the deity and he sat on the sofa. And he started some other topics discussing. And thereafter he says, Swamiji, I want to show you the deity. All right, we'll see. Prabhupada went and Prabhupada saw. Prabhupada, Radha Landanishwar, they are there in his heart only. Prabhupada wanted them. Prabhupada did not express any symptoms that I want it very badly. All right, Prabhupada came and again sat on the sofa. Don't you want them? We'll think about it. Prabhupada says, we'll think about it. Shyam Sundar, go and see the weight of the deity. And the devotees went and he lifted Radharani. It's too heavy, Prabhupada. And the host also, he said, it's too heavy. Prabhupada stood. All right, they are Americans, they are very healthy, they have very good strength also. They don't mind heavy weight. Let's go. Let's go. And Prabhupada just walked out and devotees behind him with the deities, Radha Landaneshwar. And Prabhupada sat in the car took a U-turn and they went away. And that person, host, he is calling out, Swamiji, wait, Swamiji. Ran with the deities. Actually, that person wanted to gain some money out of that. He wanted to sell those deities. Prabhupada was so eager with his transcendental trick, with his business mind. He was a devotee like Prabhupada, he is always expert in everything. Had it been regular enthusiasm in Prabhupada or some other devotees express their desire, then he would have increased his price and he would have been holding those deities. No, I don't want to give like that. Prabhupada knew his mood, so he behaved in that way. So there are so many pastimes. We know the glorious pastime of Radha Rasbihari. This whole book is meant for Radha Rasbihari's glorification only, to show how Prabhupada loved Radha Rasbihari. These are his Prandhan deities, the Ishtadev. As Srila Rupa Goswami had his Ishtadev in the form of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Srila Prabhupada's Ishtadev Radha Rasbihari, and the proof is, Prabhupada carried everywhere Radha Rasbihari's photo. He carried Radha Rasbihari everywhere. Wherever he travelled, all over the world, Srila Prabhupada carried Radha Rasbihari and he kept on his desk. If you go to Vrindavan, Krishna Balram Mandir, if you go to Prabhupada's home, on the desk you will see Radha Rasbihari. In Vrindavan, in Radha Shyam Sundar temple, you will see on the desk Radha Rasbihari. So these were his Ishtadev. Can you imagine Srila Prabhupada's Ishtadev? The Senapati Bhakta, which Chaitanya Mangal explains, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself proclaims as Senapati Bhakta, the commander-in-chief of Srila Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's movement, about whom there are about 19-20 predictions in the scriptures and by the previous acharyas. That Senapati Bhakta is not an ordinary personality. He is not an ordinary spiritual master or a preacher or a Guru Maharaj. He is the Senapati Bhakta, the commander-in-chief of all the Vaishnavas and all the spiritual masters. He is Prabhupada. At his lotus feet, many Prabhus take shelter. So his deities are Radha Rasbihari. So that is his love. And we know the struggle through this book, as very nicely explained by His Holiness Giriraj Maharaj. Prabhupada's love for his deities. So in a sense, in summary, Prabhupada established the deity worship. Prabhupada established the lost holy places of pilgrimage, the whole campus of Radha Rasbihari, or Bhaktivedanta Manor, or New Vrindavan, or any temple Srila Prabhupada established, or Bhuvaneshwar temple or Hyderabad temple. These are pastime places of the Lord's. And his own behavior as an ideal Vaishnava. We know, with this small pastime, I will stop here. When Srila Prabhupada first time came to Mayapur, he met with Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Swami Maharaj. And therein he says, Maharaj, you lead this ISKCON society, I will assist you. Because Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Maharaj was his senior. He did not say, I am the founder Acharya, I am the spiritual master, I am the world leader, I am doing it, you come and assist me. He said, you lead this and I will assist you. This is his humility. No doubt that he showed his unlimited compassion to his disciples. That's natural. That's natural. But to deal with an equal God brother is a challenge. Therein your humility is proven. So there have been so many anecdotes and pastimes of Srila Prabhupada which express his personal behavior as a pure Vaishnava, Paramhamsa Mahabhagavat, as befitting to a Senapati Bhakta of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He fulfilled all the 4 instructions of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, which were given to 6 Goswamis, as we see in his life. So in a sense, we discussed about basically 2 points which Srila Giriraj Swami Maharaj is mentioning about the chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, how much essential it is, and about Srila Prabhupada's love for the deities. And before that, we discussed about the glories of Ekadashi Mahatmya Vrata, following Ekadashi Vrat, how much we please Shri Shri Radha Rasbihari. And on this Ekadashi, if we discuss the pastimes of such a great Mahajan as Srila Prabhupada, our life will be successful. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki, Srila Prabhupada Leela Amrit ki, His Holiness Giriraj Swami Maharaj ki, Gaur Premanande. Maharaj, any comments? Hare Krishna.